welcome to the Intellectual Freedom Movement. I'm your host, Harvey Dent, and today I want to talk about how it seems that people just don't have common sense anymore, man. And look at the ignorance that we are allowing to continue. We as a people are allowing this, right? We are allowing this, Republican, Democrat, it's the same thing, okay? It's just another object to divide us with. And that is the goal. I mean, as long as we are divided on as many fronts as possible, then we could never unite to do what we are supposed to do. Now, there's so many different classifications and distinctions of, where you are aligned politically, that just like everything else, just like with race, it's dividing the nation. It is dividing the nation. All these different political identities, these political beliefs and identities that, everyone has acronyms for. I want a new acronym. Let's make up a new, political belief and let's make up some new acronyms, huh? So where is all this anger coming from? If you look on one side, you have a majority of that side, they're young, they're like 25 and under. They're extremely just belligerent and abusive and abrasive and argumentative, factless, baseless. They just look like they're hell-bent on just wreaking havoc everywhere they go. What are they so angry about? Okay, it can't be the travel ban. It's only temporary. So chill out. And it's only 7 countries that have been that are put on the list. It's not an entire Muslim ban. It's just a ban on those 7 countries. I think what it is, I think the media has been fueling the fire. The media, every which way you turn, the mainstream media is attacking Trump on some little minor, insignificant thing. Who cares that he said something about his daughter's line at Nordstrom? Who gives a shit? I mean, she was basically targeted because of who her dad is, and they dropped her line. So yeah, it's probably poor business practices. It's probably politically driven decision. And who cares? He stood up for his daughter, and who cares that the media person said something about it? But they pick any little nitpick they can. They take it and grab it and run with it and try and make it like it's worse than Watergate. It's worse than the Kennedy assassination. It's worse than selling us off as slaves at birth. These fools out there running the streets acting crazy behind mainstream media. And do you notice the mainstream media always manages to capture, the most outrageous, outlandish acting protester in the whole damn march. Do you know why they do that and why they show it? Because they're encouraging that kind of behavior. They're fueling the fire. They're adding the fuel to the fire. One thing that gets me the most is I've heard no arguments that have any fact behind them whatsoever. So what are these people? Where are these people getting this anger and their information from? Okay, the mainstream media can't be doing it all. These kids, these are college kids. What the hell do they have to be so angry about? They haven't even lived in the real world yet. Their mommy and daddy are still paying for everything. Yet they want to go and march and demand this now and demand that now. Let's move on to this whole sexual identity thing. Hey, it's great. I understand that everybody has a need to want to identify with who they are sexually. But does it have to be right now? Does it have to be right now? Do we have to go install urinals in all damn bathrooms right now? You guys need to chill. Relax. Nothing is going to happen right now. You guys weren't banging on Obama's door the last 8 years trying to get that shit, rolled into effect. And about racism, I'm sorry. I've never heard Trump utter one racist comment. Okay? Saying, get the illegal aliens out of the country and tell them to come back legally, that's not racist. saying that we are going to ban 7 countries that have the highest likelihood to send terrorists our way from traveling into the United States. That is not racist. And I know more black people that voted for Trump than I know that voted for Clinton. So where all this Black Lives Matter? Well, you notice that in the Black Lives Matter march, there's usually more, there might be more white people than black people. Because they're just fueling the fire, man. Am I saying that black lives don't matter? No, I'm not saying that at all. Black lives matter. You want to solve the issue and want to keep black people and other people from getting killed? Take the guns away from the cops. They don't need them. Take the guns away from them. Those people don't, it's always, they gotta find their case. They gotta find their cause. We gotta make things right for them because we did them so wrong. As soon as the election is over, they're forgotten about until the next time the election rolls around and they need their charity cases again, and they pull them up and need some angry people to go march with them. Of course they're going to be angry because shit won't have changed by then. Here, another social issue that's been lying dormant for the last 8 years and all of a sudden needs to be solved right now and addressed right now is the feminist issue. Women not getting paid as much as men. You act like this shit just started happening last month. It's been going on. Why is it now an issue? Oh, because they, that side didn't get what they wanted, so we gotta just raise all kinds of hell, right? You gotta raise it all. Well, I'm here to remind you guys that, the first word of our country's name is united. Okay, we are all going to have our differences. Everyone is going to have their differences. Their differences of opinion, their difference of belief, their difference of sexual orientation, all difference of race, difference of religion. Where it becomes a problem is when the government becomes so overreaching and over-controlling and intrusive in our lives that the laws or the statutes that it's setting contradicts one or more groups' beliefs. The federal government has been given or taken way too much power, and it needs to be stripped from the federal government. The federal government should not be dictating or trying to dictate what the citizens at the state level are doing. The state government is for that. We don't need the federal government doing that. And it's going to take everyone to realize that, it's going to be, we need to mothball DC, if you ask me. I say mothball it. You guys out there fighting Republican, Democrat, social justice warrior, right, alt-right, You don't realize at the top, they're all one. It doesn't matter that all the Republican, Democrat, that's just to keep us divided. They are all one. They're all working together. You think say you take the office of the president. Are you going to be writing executive orders your second day in? Hell no. He had people writing them for him already. There were already people in place that are writing that shit for him. Because it's just a change of the guard. It ain't no damn change of a administration. The sooner everyone realizes that we were born here of this land. This is our land. That makes us Americans. But before Americans, we are all children of God. Look at the men and women, boys and girls in the street, and look at them as your brother and sister. You have to start feeling this. If you're not feeling this, then you are stopping our progress. Everyone's so mixed up now, there's no such thing as a pure race, so just give up any racism you have. Anyone who's still ignorant enough to look at somebody and say they're black, they're this, or they're white, and they're that, then you should be shipped off to an island somewhere and left to, your own ignorance. Because the people, there's no such thing as, white has this, black has that. You know what? Assholes come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. Okay? Doesn't matter. But in most cases, people usually give what they get. So start giving a little nicer. Maybe you'll get a little nicer. Maybe, you can get past the first roadblock and have a success and shoot for the next one. But as of now, this government as a whole, it's failing its people. It is failing us. And it's not up to the government to pull the plug on itself. Eventually, we're going to have to take control of our own lives and tell this fucking government to kick rocks. Because they have some other hidden agenda And I don't care what you say, if you can say conspiracy theory or not, you know it's a fact. It's a fact that this government takes our money, does with it what it wants, and then has nerve to label shit classified. Classified! Are you okay with our government dropping bombs on our brothers and sisters over there in the Middle East? They are our brothers and sisters. I don't care what race they are. Those are human beings. Those are living lives. Those are God's children. These people are killing. We're funding the death or the deaths of our brothers and sisters over there. And, yeah, so whatever little bitty, piddly shit you're fighting about over here, you know, really, in the grand scheme of things, is really not worth fighting over. Look at what we are responsible for doing over there. So before you expect me to have any sympathy or empathize for any Black Lives Matter, any social justice warrior, any modern feminist, any Republican, any Democrat, show me some concern for all of our brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter who they are, where they are. How can you expect us to fight for one race or rights here in America, then turn around and let them drop bombs killing men, women, and children over there in the Middle East? You can't do that. If you want to help one, you got to help all. So, in the end, all lives matter. Sorry, BLM, but they do. Take the guns from the cops. There's the answer to that. I'm serious about that. The cops don't need guns. They can have tasers. They don't need guns. Shit, think of the number of guns you could take off the street with that call. You know, they're always talking about reducing the number of guns on the street. There you go, right there. I mean, shit, cops killed a lot of people last year. So please, allow me to summarize. The whole point of this rant is I don't give a shit about Democrat or Republican. I don't care. They can go fuck themselves. I care about my brothers and sisters. So before you are gay or lesbian or bi or tri or trans or queer, before you are black, white, Indian, Middle Eastern, American, Russian, Korean, Japanese, it doesn't matter. None of that comes before my brothers and sisters. So I just try and keep that mindset. Now, on to the update for our fundraiser, where we've been trying to get Google to foot the bill for some of the Freedom Fund. And as you can see, after only a few days' activity, the video is up to, it's like in the top 5 already in the past 7 days. But y'all need to hit it again. Okay, so I'm just going to keep posting the link on the videos I post in the future, and just make it a habit to click on that and go click a couple ads. When the ads pop up, just click on it, and that boosts it up. And like I said, I'm going to put all of it towards the Freedom Fund. I want to see what you guys can do. You see where it dropped off there on the end? That's not cool, man. Y'all got to keep that shit going up. All right? Yes, it is represented by the green line. That lime green line right there. Yeah, that is the Freedom Fund. Also wanted to remind you that if you are subscribed and you would like to be notified when I post a video, go ahead and click that bell by the subscription button, and it will let you know as soon as I upload. I don't see why you'd want to do that. I get kind of annoying. Right? So how was this for a rant? Well, if you like what I'm doing here, why don't you go ahead and click that like button. You know you want to like it. Subscribe, share, comment, dislike. Do something so your brothers and sisters know that you're alive out there. Just don't go walking in any of those protests, and start being nicer to one another, man. Until you find your truth, keep looking.